Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again by
Angel, hi.
bringing you some more All My Children, all about Erica,
Erica, Erica,
and
Erica.
the and the murder of Zach Grayson. So let me roll the credits and we'll chat. Before we start, we'd like to thank our Patreon people, our subscribers, and please, if you don't subscribe to our Patreon, please do so because there's a lot of exclusive content that we're doing. We're working on live watches. What do we have out there? 90210, As the World Turns, General
Port
Hospital
Charles.
from Port Charles,
Pre-arcs,
Dark
pre-arcs.
Shadows, Dark Shadows, Spider Games. So you can see all that and more. We'll get into some of my children right now. So ended up the last one was with Adam and Stuart are going to meet up
Hmm.
with Erica. Um, Erica and Tad are discussing Jeremy and what he's doing around and all that stuff. Like I guess he's working for the company. I don't
Hmm.
know. He tells her that he thinks the magazine's a hit, and she's all excited. We see Daisy in jail. She meets Shirley, who was a friend of Brooke from when
Brooke.
she
Yeah.
was in jail. Do you remember what Brooke was in jail for?
I don't. I didn't realize that she was in jail. Was
Yeah,
it for a
apparently she
murder?
was. I don't know if it. I think I want to say it was undercover because it sounded like a reporter because she talked
That's what it sounded like to me too. Does it
like
sound
she
like
was undercover, but I don't know. So if there's any fans out there, if Brooke was in jail for another reason, please do
comment
tell.
below?
Oh, we forgot to also. I mean, the news was broken a couple weeks ago that they're working on All My Children Lifetime TV movies.
Yes.
No people are signed on yet, from what we
No, not
know. We might get a Christmas one, but I feel like if it's going to be this Christmas, I'm afraid it might be rushed. We'll see what
yet.
happens. It's going to be next Christmas. Sure, that'll give them
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to work on a story and get some people back.
Hmm.
But nobody's attached to the project as far as we know. But Lifetime is a good network, and hopefully they'll stick with it.
And it's
They know
Disney, so we got the rights and everything. So it's not
they
like
know
they're
a, they know a good thing better than ABC does anyway.
yeah. It's not like
I
they're
was
skipping
always
the
hoping
toileting it, like, or whatever the kids call it.
I was always hoping Lifetime would take on All My Children when it went off the air because I'm like they could use a daytime soap. Like I
They
would have
really
tuned into
could,
Lifetime.
or
They
like
sure could.
something
And
like, or something like Devious Maids, like when they took on Devious Maids and made it like a
yeah,
primetime
yeah.
serialized kind of thing.
And they used to have daytime programming on Lifetime. Now it's just reruns of whatever. But they used to have I think Linda Dano did a show on there called Attitudes. I don't know if you knew that.
That's right. That's right. I remember
Hmm.
Attitude.
That was on
The
Lifetime,
supermarket
late daytime.
sweep and shop till you drop.
Uh-huh. So I mean, they could have easily had brought back their daytime lineup, but I think it's about money. Nobody wants to put out the money and everybody wants to just put on
Yeah.
repeats. But anyway, that's a different podcast. So let's
That's
move
a
on.
different podcast. Yeah.
So apparently Brooke had busted a drug ring, is what I had gotten from what Shirley said. So I don't know if she was in there for that or if she got arrested as part of that. I don't know, but we got to look into that.
Hmm.
Um, Donna tells Cliff what happened, that Zach fell and hit his head, and she doesn't know anything else after that. She still thinks that she could have killed him.
Hmm.
She said the next thing she knew, she had the pics with her in her room. So she didn't remember what happened after that. So I guess she blacked out somehow, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Stewart sees the painting of Erica at the office that Jeremy did, and he's like, "I want one done of me. Do you think he would mind doing that?" And she's like, "Well, no, I don't see why not. Whatever."
Hmm.
Um, Erica seems to be happy that Dabney is hanging around. The co-editor, I guess he is. I don't really know, but uh,
Yeah. I guess I don't know
I thought
who
that
he
was
is.
nice because I felt like they were at odds at first, and then I don't know. She
Mhm.
accepts him now, and she wonders why he stayed though.
Yeah.
Like something's up. Adam did something, and of course she does question Adam, and he's like, "Well, I
Hmm.
gave him a bonus, and I said if there's another thing that comes my way, I can, move him up the chain, basically."
Hmm.
Um, Erica says that she will not work with Brooke. Adam wants her to work with Brooke, but I think he's just doing it to get to her. Like, because
Yeah, I think so too.
he seems like he laughs at it when she's like tells him off, basically. I don't know. I don't. Do you get the sense that he's trying to get her back? Like,
I get that
maybe
sense
not.
too.
It seems like he is, right?
Yeah, especially when something that happens later, I was like, oh, he wants her
What
back.
what's Donna's man's name? Is it Danny?
What's his name? It's not Chuck because that's who she's with later. Let me
Whatever his name is, whatever Donna's man is. They're
Benny,
um Benny or Denny?
Benny, Benny,
Benny, Benny,
Benny.
Benny.
Yeah, Benny. Yeah,
Okay. I thought I heard Danny, so I wrote Danny,
it's
Benny, Denny, whatever. Benny doesn't want Donna to incriminate herself, so Cliff is like talking to them and trying to get shit out of her, and he's like, just think. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't work. Like, give the girl a break. Donna agrees to some kind of drug that will help her remember.
hmm
Um, Meanwhile, at the office, Jeremy comes along. Erica mentions that Stewart wants a commission, but he's like, I already have a commission from Phoebe.
Phoebe
Um,
Tyler
I guess
Wallingford.
I guess she wants one done of her or her and Langley. I don't know. I don't think they go into that. Um, so do you know who Mr. Sanger is the detective, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Mr. Sanger is so okay. So I looked this guy up. I recognized him because you know what he's from by chance. Did you recognize his face from anything?
I didn't because I was kind of like in and
You're
out
in and
while watching at work. Yeah.
out. So he plays Mr. Sanger on All My Children. I looked him
Mhm.
up. His name's Anthony Hild.
Oh,
Um,
I heard the name.
he was in Silence of the Lambs. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. I was going to be like, girl, you need to get off here now and watch Silence of the Lambs if you did it.
Oh
Well,
yes,
anyway,
it's the Fava Beans and Nice Chianti movie.
yes, he's the one that ultimately gets eaten by him at the end. Spoiler
Yes.
alert for Silence of the Lambs if you didn't
Well,
see it.
hey, look, it's a 30-year-old movie.
But yeah, so he's in that, and then he's also in Another World in 1993, Guiding Light in 1986, One Life to Live in 1995, and an episode of
Oh,
Ghost Rider.
that Ghost Rider with
Uh-huh. With
from the PBS.
hmm I
Oh
was like,
man,
holy shit, this guy's in everything. Character
he's a
actor, so he's in a lot of stuff, but he's good. Anyway, I had to make note of all that stuff. So moving on, Palmer and Nina are talking to him at one point. I wasn't sure what he was, a lawyer or detective. I think he is the detective that's like helping out.
hmm
Um, but I don't feel like he's really doing anything to help. Cliff is doing more.
yeah. Cliff is Cliff is like half a doctor, half a detective.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
I guess, he's trying to help Nina with, with her mom and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, they basically ask, what are you doing for Daisy? And, nothing, apparently.
hmm
Back at the office, Erica snaps at Jeremy, but apologizes for being possessive of him because she's like, "Why don't you do this?" She wants him to do the picture of Stuart and not Phoebe, and she's like, she takes a minute and she's like, "I'm sorry about that. I gotta respect you and all that stuff." And it's Erica. It's what she does.
hmm
Um, oh, Benny fights with Cliff about things. He's like, we just don't want to push Donna and all this stuff. And he's like, listen, Donna wants to do this. She wants to know what's going on. Like,
hmm
can we let her? So they continue this hypnotism thing or whatever they're doing. Um,
I think it
she
is
heard
part
voice
hypnotism under the influence of drugs.
drugs. Yeah. She heard voices like before she had entered the
Mhm.
apartment, just before she entered Zach's apartment, when she had arrived. And then she goes in and nobody's there, but she sees that purse
Mm,
and she can't make out the letter. It looks like a W, which would
yeah.
stand for
Wallingford. Obviously.
mm-hmm, Albie.
Obviously, it's Wallingford, Pennsylvania.
Back in the office, Adam offers Jeremy more money. Um, he gave his word to Phoebe. He's like, no, I can't. Adam's like, listen, I'll give you double the money. Like, I'll do whatever I gotta do. Like, you're doing this painting. Um, and then he tries to like get info out of Jeremy. Like, he wants to know more about him, and
Hmm.
because he doesn't know much. And also, I think he's trying to pull rank to be like, I don't know, to get Erica in a way. Like, you know,
Hmm.
I don't know, because I think he's suspicious of him. Like, he thinks he
Yeah.
might want Erica, even though he literally just got there. And I mean, they're getting to know each other, but whatever.
Hmm.
Working together, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Phoebe confronted Langley. Um, something about like he might have cheated on Opal, or no, with Opal on
With
her.
Opal
Do you
on
know if that's true? That's what Zach
that I don't
said.
know. I was interested in that. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, Zach said he had like info, and she said she's like, I hated him so much. Like I really wanted to kill him. Like I absolutely wanted to. She thinks about it, like what happened, and she's like, no, I didn't. She thought about like holding the knife and everything, but did not ultimately kill him. She's like, I couldn't do it. Um, Donna didn't see anyone else in the room. Donna sees a small black purse, which we said, which with the
Hmm.
W on it. Um, she went to pick up the knife to kill him. Um, she felt his pulse. She grabbed the pictures and ran home. That's all she remembers.
Hmm.
Um, Palmer and Daisy talk. He's being like positive to her, like, we'll get you out of here, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. So that's what you gotta do. Be positive in negative situations, people.
Exactly.
Um, Cliff,
Lord,
Donna,
no.
and Cliff, Donna, and Benny tried to figure out whose bag it was at Zach's with
Hmm.
the initial on it. Donna said someone had to come after she left, and that there was a W on the purse. Phoebe Wallingford, is what we're thinking. And I forgot that Phoebe was Brooke's aunt. Brooke joins in this party.
Yeah, that's I forgot
I,
that too for a
I
little bit. I
totally
was like, wait,
forgot, just because
shit.
I haven't watched it for like a long time, and I just forget who's connected. So Brooke joins in for the search for the killer. They want her to look in Phoebe's stuff to see
Hmm.
if they can find this little clutch purse. Um, Back at the office, we have Erica asks for help from Mr. Sanger to find some French dude, some Sinclair guy who's like, what is he? Like a international thief? What did you get from it?
Uh, are we at the part? No, because it's not the part yet where he's climbing on the building.
Yeah, yeah, it's about that part.
This is it. Okay. I mean, I got that he's like one
Is he
of
like an
those like,
internet?
well, yeah, an international. Well, I think an international spy type of thing because all my children's very fantastical with stuff like that sometimes. But I also got that he. This is where my mind was at. I
Uh-oh.
also got that he was like a building climber. Like he was doing it for sport. Like just to get
Yeah,
attention because like that happens sometimes in big cities. Like you have
it
like,
seems like it because she's like,
yeah,
you find this and that and whatever, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I don't.
because there was like
So
a
she
whole
wants,
there was like ambulances, not ambulances. There was
right,
like police
cops and
cars of
stuff.
ambulances and stuff, and I was like, the
Like,
ghetto. What?
I guess you're not allowed to do that. Like, climb
I don't.
buildings.
Yeah, I think you aren't.
Yeah, I guess
Because
not. I just never even thought that was a thing, like to like want to get like to
there
be
was like
arrested because you
there's
climb
like
buildings.
a famous photo where like and I apologize in advance to anybody who's affected by the World Trade Center, but there's a famous
Mm,
photo of a man doing like this between the two towers on a tightrope.
really? I have to look that
Yeah,
up.
it's like a very famous photo. I saw it in college. It was wild.
So yeah, Erica wants to get her hands on this guy just to interview him for the magazine
Yeah,
because she thinks he's intriguing. I guess. I don't know why she'd want this person. But anyway, so Erica wants to work late, but she doesn't want Adam to know because she thinks that Adam will come there and be annoying. She does not want to be alone with him. She tells her friend
And
Olga, I
that's
think.
where I got. That's the point where I got where that Adam wanted to be back together with Erica. That was that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Said that.
I guess, and that's probably why she doesn't want to be alone. I don't know. It's weird. Their relationships is weird
Yeah, it is.
at this point. I like them better in the 90s because they're like more friends-ish.
Well, not in I forgot what year it is, but when
Yeah,
she
whatever.
messes up his entire room.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I'll have to find that episode. That's a great We probably will need to watch it for our Patreon, but like if we can find it,
Exclusively
if I
on
can find an
Patreon.
episode, it's a great episode.
Um, so back at Phoebe's, Phoebe in the Wallingford house, they show what Phoebe did in like a flashback, like of if she had done it, I
Mhm.
guess they went through. Brooke looks through her stuff. Donna helps. Phoebe um, catches them. Whoops. I think that was poorly planned. Like, like usually you wait till somebody's out of the house. I don't know. Phoebe tells Brooke that she doesn't have the small black clutch purse. She asks Phoebe if it was at Zach's and if she was at Zach's that night, and Phoebe runs out all upset. I'm like,
Mm.
girl, I mean, you look
Girl,
suspicious. You look suspicious.
maybe
What
you
do you
look
want to
suspicious, especially. Well, we'll get to it.
do? Right. So the dude, the dude Erica once for the interview is there, and I think somebody comes in or whatever to look for him, and she covers for him. She like hides him.
Yeah.
And I actually put Klein's building for sports, like for what? So this guy is like, I forget his first name, but it's something St. Clair, or Sinclair or St. Clair,
St.
and he's
Clair. Or
French.
Jacques? I feel
Her
like it was.
trying to do like a fake French accent was really bizarre. I was like, what is happening?
But it's so Erica. It's like
Like she's trying to be
it
French.
feels like Erica.
And at one point she said something in Spanish. He's like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" She's like, that's me trying to do."
That would be me too. I would be.
I'm like, first of all, whoever wrote this was either clever or Susan Lucci came up with this on her own. Like, I don't know. It seems like she did it on her own. I don't know. I know they don't usually let them stray too much, but from the script, but I don't know. Langley goes off on Brooke and the crew um, for doing that to his loving wife.
Mm-hmm.
Marion and her man Jack come over um, to Phoebe for like a dinner party that they're supposed to attend.
Mm-hmm.
Adam and Stuart are doing dinner, and they see Olga, who was supposed to be having dinner with Erica. Oopsies!
Oopsie.
But she covers for her.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
"Oh,
I
good.
also want to say that like the technology of Adam and Stewart having dinner was really good for
It was,
1985. It was almost like it was two guys, like two
yeah,
brothers having dinner, not
yeah.
one
They did a
actor
good
having dinner
job.
with himself.
Yeah, you know
And
he's in
David
Peyton
Carey does
Place,
a really
right?
good job with playing twins too.
David Canary's in Peyton Place with jet black hair. I don't know
Yeah,
if
he
you
was
see
on
him in
Bonanza
it.
too.
Did you see him on Peyton Place? He's built. He was
Ooh,
built. He's in a tight white tee. Oh yes. Go back. 1965. All right.
we need to watch Peyton.
Eric attends St. Clair. Something happened to him. I think he got hurt or something. Um, we get to see Mona. She has a little phone call with Erica. That was nice. I love seeing Mona.
Mm-hmm.
And Erica and her seem to be getting along this week. It's
Yeah.
always like every other week. I feel like they're yelling at each other.
Well, she was a
Um,
little snippy with her at the end there.
it's Erica.
With Erica.
Palmer talks with Mr. Sanger, brings up the Wallingfords as possible suspects. Phoebe tells her story. She had murder in her heart, but she ultimately couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we get a zoom in on Marion's clutch,
Ooh.
and it's an M. So I guess Donna saw it upside down.
Yeah.
Um, Donna sees it, and I put new suspect in parentheses because I didn't think it was going to come out this quick.
Yeah, me neither.
um, we still have 30 clips to watch, so I was like, wow, I guess we're going to see the trial or something. I don't know. Marion is basically trying to get out the door.
Mhm.
And Donna's like, "You killed Zach Grayson." Um, back at I don't know is Erica right now? Are they at home? Is she at home or is she still at the office? I couldn't tell.
With Jacques? I mean, not Jacques. With
Yeah,
So I think at that point she
Sinclair.
was at home.
Okay. So Adam comes by. Erica stashes her French man. That's what I. And then back at the other house, it's like back and forth, back and forth. Um, Marion says she hardly knew Zach. Why would she do it? Um, and then ultimately she's like, he was blackmailing her because she had paid for his services. And I'm like, what was his services? I don't
Mm.
think we know. I don't know
Mm.
what he did, but anybody out there know what Zach Grayson did in
I wonder if that
1985?
will come. I wonder if that will come up too when we as we keep watching this.
Probably because we need more. Because I feel like even Palmer explains it later, and I didn't
Yeah,
get
because
it.
Palmer does explain it, and I
Yeah.
got the indication that it was sex work.
Oh, so Marion was a sex worker
That's what I got the indication of, but I never heard of that
and was going to expose
because,
her
like, huh?
and was going to expose her, I guess,
I
or
guess
threaten to.
so. Yeah. I mean, Pine Valley, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, does have a history of prostitution because Donna herself was a
Oh
prostitute.
yeah.
You got Billy Clyde Tuggle was the pimp. So
Mm, yeah. So
and then there was
Marion
Estelle, Estelle. So
Marion admits it and she cries. There's a flashback of her and Zach going at it. She hides in the closet when Donna came, so that explains the voices that Donna heard. She waited till she left. He gets up and he's like, "What were you gonna do?" Blah blah blah. And they fight a little bit, and she stabs him.
mm,
Um, and I like that she's like she panicked. She washed her prints off and left. I'm like, that's a really good panicker because if you panic, you would just
great
leave
panic. Yeah, it's a great
and
panic,
leave your
especially when
right.
DNA wasn't that prevalent back then.
And she stayed in town and let Daisy go down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
And I think she was
So
trying to
yeah.
say she had an alibi that involved Liza in Florida or something
Oh,
along those lines
oh, really? I didn't know
before she had confessed.
that.
She
Okay,
mentioned something about Liza being in Florida, so I was like, "Where's Liza? I don't see Liza." So I'm guessing at that point,
she's gone.
Marcy Walker was on Santa Barbara, and Alice Hanning
Yeah,
didn't work out, so they shipped her off.
right. So Marion is like, "Can I talk to Nina and Palmer?" They're both pissed at her.
Hmm.
I mean, she tries. She apologizes. She says she was scared and all that. Nina's pissed. And she said, this was kind of mean. She's like, I wish he killed you first. I was like,
I'm just like, "Come on,
now,
Luna."
and she even said, like, your mom, like, now, I don't know if Marion would have come forward if Daisy was given the death penalty.
Hmm.
She's like, she didn't get death, just, a long time in jail. Um, but I guess it's fresh. Maybe Nina and Marion will make up. I don't know. Um, Erica continues her interview. I think his name was Gilles St. Clair.
Jill, I already got you. I knew it was with a J.
Yeah, Jay.
J.
Uh, And
Jacques or Gilles or
we'll just call him St. Clair because that's better.
say St. Clair. St. Clair is better.
Um, so he gets the idea because Erica is questioning him that she wants to bang. And Erica's like, no.
Say
I
no.
mean, he is a handsome man, but
Very handsome.
um, Erica's freshly out of her man dying. Mike, right?
Mike Roy.
Dying.
Mike Roy, yep.
Dying.
Dying because he comes back in like
Um,
what 97, I'm gonna say.
yeah, I think. Um, Palmer goes to Daisy. He's like, "You're coming home." He explains the whole story, which cracked me up. He's like getting into the story. It's like freaking her out. He's like, and he stabs her, and I was like, she's like, "Oh!" I loved it. I actually should watch that part again because it was really funny. And then while everybody's celebrating at the house, Daisy's mom's there and everybody's happy. Cynthia comes, but we don't see her, but they're like, Cynthia's here, and it's all we get
That's all we have.
of those clips.
Hmm.
So yeah, these were fun to watch. I did not think the killer was going to be exposed this soon.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I only really, I don't know who I even thought it was. I didn't think it was Miriam because she wasn't even like brought up at that point.
Honestly, I thought it was
Um,
Cynthia.
yeah, I was thinking probably Cynthia. And then because it made sense because she was trying to get Palmer back,
Hmm.
even though his wife, or is he married to Daisy at this point?
I
Do you know?
don't think he is. I think he's still
Maybe
in love with
engaged
her,
or
but I
just
don't think that they're married.
because yeah, I guess not because why would she try if he was married? But I'm like, his woman is in jail and she's like, being pathetic and trying to like beg for him to be with her.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, so it could have been her. But we weren't really, and then Donna just didn't remember, so we weren't sure if it was her. And
Yeah.
we always know if, she was saying it was her, well, then it's definitely not
Yeah.
her. Um, but yeah, Marion, I feel like wasn't even a choice. I mean, in the beginning, so I think the little clip showed that she was a possibility, but
Mhm.
they didn't really show much.
I didn't pay much
Um,
attention to those clips. I don't even remember.
It was the very beginning. Yeah, they showed like in the first clip, they show like all the possible suspects
Yeah,
that we're gonna
yeah,
see
that
in these
I remember
clips.
that happened. I just
Yeah.
forgot it was all.
Well, there was like 25 people.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember that many people in the storyline. I was like, I feel like it was like six. Um, but I like it. It's fun, and I'm curious to know what the next 30 clips will be coming up. I'm excited to see. I guess Marion will go on trial. Daisy's free already. That was
Mhm.
quick, but it makes sense. I mean, she didn't kill anybody, so get her out.
Yeah.
Um,
I also
what
wonder
did?
if they brought back the actor who played Zach to film the scenes where he got killed, or if they pre-taped those. And
Yeah, I always wonder that too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I think it also, but it might depend on contracts. Like if he had a contract through the year, then he would have to come back and do it. But if he was done his contract like 6 months before, he wouldn't have to come if he didn't want to.
Mhm.
So I guess it's a matter of that, that stuff, because they always were on contracts back then. It was like 13 weeks and whatever,
Mhm.
short stints. And, I guess they have to have a
The
contract to
cycles,
cover
yeah.
theirs. Yeah, the cycles. What's her name? Kelly Ripa mentioned the cycles recently. And she said, like, when she was on in the 90s, she was always getting like a 3 month, a 3 month, a 3 month. Like, she was never signed on for like years, at least early on.
Hmm.
Because I think her and I forget who was talking recently, Ava LaRue maybe. I can't remember. Somebody was on her show that she worked with, and they were talking about their cycles of their contracts.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was interesting. I would love to know all of that stuff. Because they still do that, I think too. Because I think Emma
Yeah, I
Sam's
think
is
they
on a
still do that.
temporary
Yeah.
contract. She's on a contract right now with GH. So, um, but it's like short term, so I don't know how they go.
Yeah.
But what else about this? Did you like everything you saw?
I like everything I saw. I'm just gonna put my opinions
Okay.
about the actress who plays Nina aside for a minute, just so that because I want to get used to her. I feel like that there are certain things that I don't like about her performance, but I also can get what the writing is doing with her, where there basically are, she's like a little unstable because her mom's in prison, and I get that, and I get that's where they're playing with her strengths with that. Do I personally like it? I prefer Taylor Miller, but I think the actress is doing the best that she can with the material given.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Follow us on all the socials. Subscribe to our Patreon if you want more material. You get early access to things as well. I forgot to mention that. To our popular ones. Um, Subscribe, like, and comment, and we'll bring you some more Erica soon. We got more to watch.
More to watch.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.